Hey everybody, I'm here yet again, and there's this particular topic I want to have a conversation about. I am reacting to, or this video is a reaction to a post I saw that has been trending about a pastor who, in her bid to explain, I don't know, maybe the role of man and woman, or the essence of partnership, or I really don't know, because the way it came off is what is triggering this response. And that is that whole idea of a man owns you once you're married, or do not marry you if you know your man, my husband owns me. This is the ownership. And it's not given what it should give if her intention isn't to suggest that a woman doesn't have a valuable life, but the manner at which it was expressed, it suggests that to me. And in my opinion, for what I know about how God created us, we are both in his image and likeness. Please, let's lock in on that. We are both in God's image and likeness. If God poured himself in two entities, God did not pour less of himself in one than the other. God cannot even measure himself less. It's immeasurable. So in the essence of, in the context or the concept of creation, he poured his expression in two different forms. Not necessarily that he put one of himself less in himself in the form than the other. However, he has assigned roles, which is the reason why even body-wise we look different. That is why the man has the seed, the woman carries the womb. The man is supposed to have a vision, the woman is a nurturer, an amplifier, someone who helps bring that vision to life. But whose vision is the man carrying? The one that aligns with the creator, right? So I believe that when God created Adam and poured himself into Adam, he put Adam on earth for his own mandate. God has a vision. God has a reason. God doesn't just do anything anyhow. He's not an anyhow God. He has a reason why he put Adam on earth. And he looked at it, this thing and this reason why I create you. It's not good that you be alone in this situation. Adam had a job. He had whatever it is that was going on for him. He was complete as the form that he was in. However, I want to believe that the reason why God says Adam is alone isn't loneliness, but from a place of mission, assignment. You cannot do this alone. You can't do this life alone. You can't go on this journey alone. You can't do this assignment by yourself. I need to provide a help mate. We are mate, help mate. And this is not to project any form of ego for the woman to feel like, you see, me and you be mate. No. It's to protect ourselves in the space that we are supposed to show up as co-captains of one another. Two people were assigned a duty, and one was given a mantle to God over that, over the responsibility for the journey, not ownership of the person that is carrying or embodying the tools that he needs, or the essence that he needs to have along with him in order to carry out that assignment. How is that thing less valuable? Even in the context of man just existing, or humans just existing, anything that helps us get to where we are going, don't we value it? We value it very, very, very much. We value our car, we value our house, we value our jewelry, we value things that projects value upon us. Why is it that if the inanimate things can be given so much value and so much essence towards why you are seen as worthy, why is a woman a fellow entity created from the source treated less, treated in a manner that projects some kind of condescending lower level behavior? Everything that negatively happens with man or woman, he's always seen as a woman's fault. There is this undertone that even women that are well learned and fight for the idea of woman equality also say words like, do not raise your boy like a girl. From an angle, instead of saying raise your boy as a good human and raise your girl as a good human, we say don't raise the boy like a girl, but you can raise the girl like a boy. Because when I do things like a man, they're like, now man you be, now man you be. Why can't you say now woman you be? How can now woman you be? You embody what it is, a woman. Because every one of us have both the masculine and feminine energy, but we express it differently because of the container that we are coming out from. When a driver does terrible on the road, people in the car, first of all, attributes that bad driving to a woman first. Now, woman now, see as they drive like woman. Whereas I drive past a lot of men. I was in engineering class in Yabatech, and I know how I could handle machine. And some guys are like, I can't, or they can't even use the hacksaw. I knew how to use the hacksaw. I taught some of my male colleagues, classmates, how to use the hacksaw. It has nothing to do with gender. Capacity, ability is an innate thing that we need to grow. We should stop this whole idea of a man is owning a woman because they are married. Ownership, that word ownership is very strong to use for another human being. It's not a dog. You're not talking about a dog, a pet, a house, a car. The word own, no. We own the mandate together. We both own the journey. So for we women, our job is to ensure that the man that we are submitting ourselves to has embraced that mandate that God wants to have. Because in that space, we will not even have a problem showing up fully as who we are. Men are out there wishing and desiring women who can carry the charge with them. And let's not make it seem as if those men are making a mistake if they have a strong woman by their side. I know how much it messed with my mind growing up as a woman who all I was focusing on is how can I be the best version of myself, and how can I be useful for my society, and how can I be that woman that is ready to stand beside a king that is deserving of the embodiment of God that he has placed inside of me. I nurture myself to the fullest of which God needs me to show up. And if there is a mandate out there, an assignment placed on a king out there for him to do on earth, to achieve on earth, I am here as that woman ready to stand side by side with that man. Because all of these kinds of preaching, if it does not come with clarity, even if it comes with good intention, it's poisoning the water that we are, the murky water that we are so much trying. We are already in deep, murky, muddy waters when it comes to the value of a woman in the society, in the globe at large. We need to be careful how we project that. Women are already in the negative receiving end, or in the negative end of the stick when it comes to even surviving as a human being. Let alone this continuous projection of you need to submission and loving. It's the environment needs to be conducive for it to happen. One doesn't have to happen before the other. First of all, when you love something, they submit. When you love your dog, doesn't it submit? When you feed it, doesn't it submit? Why is it that it's always look like a woman has to submit first? She has to die first. Everything has to die. Whereas the man was given the child, love this woman, and love her like Christ loves the church. Do you know what that is? Service, sacrifice, selflessness. How many men even project that? They want the submission first. Let us submit first. Let me ask whether you're the woman that we should be doing that too. Yeah. For a woman to carry the womb, for the woman to carry the nurturing spirit, for the woman to carry the wisdom of the earth, because there's this divine wisdom that the divine feminine carries. These are the kind of qualities that we need to be teaching girls, women to aspire to be. The Proverb 31 woman. And it's not just about enterprise and wealth development alone. What about character development? What about spiritual development? What about mental, psychological balance, a balanced nervous system? These are qualities and attributes that every human being must hold. We have two different roles. It shouldn't make one person less than the other, because God breathed into me as God breathed into him. And both of us became what God refers to as mankind. Mankind is both man and woman, coming from the same God. God is not lesser of himself because he put himself inside a female body. If we can even think about it from that perspective, then we can respect one another from a humanity perspective and not just from a gender bias, because the gender bias is heavily plagued with a lot of patriarchal and systematic devaluing of a woman in the world that we are in. And we are trying so hard to get women to even see that, you know what, being with a man, being in a place where you co-create with a man shouldn't make you feel less. You should stand up to that space, right? And not be slaved into it, not be coerced into it, not stay in toxic relationships because you want to prove that you are a woman of valor. We are still fighting all of that. Let's be guided, please. And let's preach the right narratives.